Right, in this video we're going to be looking at drawing pie charts, and I've got some data here on how so many children get to school. So what we first need to do is work out the total number of children who have got to school. So we've got 25, add 12 is 37, then we've got 52, sorry, and then 57, 60, fantastic, there we go. So those add up to 60. Now my pie chart is a circle, and a circle, as you should know, adds up to make 360 degrees. So I know that I'm gonna have to get this 60 into 360. So I've got to work out what I'm multiplying by. Okay, now if you're not sure, if it's not an obvious one, and this is a fairly obvious one, all you have to do is 360 divided by whatever the total is. Okay, in this case, it's times 6. So that's nice and easy. I'm going to put a degrees column. You might want to do this in an exam or in a test because they won't give you it like this. So here we go, 25 times 6, because it's times 6 here, I've got to times this by 6, 25 times 6, 150 degrees. 12 times 6, 72 degrees. 15 times 6 is 90 degrees. 5 times 6 is 30 degrees. And 3 times 6 is 18 degrees. Now, it would be worth at this stage just making sure that these actually do add up to 360, just to make sure you haven't made any silly mistakes when multiplying. Okay, now I know they add up to 360. I've done this earlier, obviously. It's one I prepared earlier in typical Blue Peter style. Now, I'm going to try and plot this on here. Now, I obviously can't use a protractor. You'd be using a protractor here. They'll give you a start line here, and that's what you measure 150 degrees from. So 150 degrees is about here. So I'm going to go all the way around 150 degrees and draw a straight line down there. And as I go, I'm going to label my pie chart. So that's the walk sector, all right? Now, next bit, I always start measuring from the last line I drew, so I don't want to start measuring from here again. I'm going to start measuring from here, and I've got 72 degrees. 72 degrees measuring around there would be about there. Okay, now 72 would be car. And again, I measure from the last line I drew, so 90 degrees is around there. That's a nice easy one, quarter turn. That should be pretty easy. On your protractor, so that's cycle, and then the next one, measure from the last line I drew, goes around 30 degrees. There we go, that's about there. All right, and we get bus, and then you're gonna have to squeeze in other in there. Okay, so just a couple of things to look out for. Work out how many times this goes into this. If it's not obvious, divide 360 by your total, and then multiply everything by the same amount. When you get to here, measure from the last line you drew. So the first one I measured there, next one I measure from there, next one I measure from there, working your way around.
Okay, Mary, so let's have a look at this one. So solve x plus 2x equals 12. So what do you think you do first?
Okay, well, I want x on its own, so I would put x equals 12 minus 2x.
Okay, so a lot of the time we want to get x by itself, but what we want to do first is get all of these x's together. So can you see anything we can do with this? Get all these together in one place.
Oh, okay, it's 3x, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
3x equals 12. Oh, and so x equals 4.
Brilliant, spot on, well done.